have another book haul. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, I'm sorry if sometimes I go in a focus and out of focus because I'm working with a new camera right now and I'm not sure how well it's doing, but regardless, I thought it would be fun to try to film a book haul with this new camera. So what happened was that I basically collected all my packages that I received for the past 2 weeks, including all the packages of books that I bought for myself and also from books from publishers and also bookstores here in Canada. I had a great time spending all my money on Boxing Day, which is like basically an excuse to shop if you're living in the UK and if you're living in Canada or whichever country that actually celebrates Boxing Day. It's basically the day after Christmas and a lot of stores put on these major sales to sell out all their stock that they collected over the past winter season, and then I just have an excuse to buy everything that I see on the websites. So I do have a lot of packages to show you. I actually bought a giant box of books from Book Outlet as well, but I decided to split that up into 2 hauls because my Book Outlet box has I think around 14 books, and that's just way too many books to put into one giant book haul. So this book haul will include all the books that I bought from Amazon as well as from bookstores, and also books that were given to me from publishers as well as also bookstores. So the first package that I have right here is actually from Harlequin, and I love Harlequin. So this is part of their Harlequin publicity group on Instagram, and I joined the Headliners tour. So Headliners by Lucy Park will be available very soon. And if I could just show you right here, and it's just so beautiful. You can tell that it's an interracial romance, and that's something that I want to try to get into because we need more diversity as we always strive for in the romance community. And I'm excited to read about this one. I think this one has something to do with 2 rival TV presenters, and they are in competition with each other, and I think it probably has an enemies to lovers trope, which I'm excited to look into and to see if I'll really enjoy. So the second package of books that I received is actually from Indigo. So I can only show you one of the books because the other book that I received is a huge surprise for the next month. But this month I got A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmer, and it's actually the Indigo staff pick of the month for January 2020. So definitely go check it out if you live in Canada and you are near a Chapters Indigo. They usually discount the book for major prices, and this one is actually the paperback copy because last year they released the hardcover copy. I actually haven't archived this and I never got a chance to read it yet, but from all the booktube videos that I did watch, a lot of them really enjoyed this novel. This one I believe is kind of like a modern day retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and everybody hyped it up so much, so I have to pick it. And I think this one was picked as the staff pick of the month for this month because the second book in the series, A Heart So Fierce and Broken, has actually been released, and I saw the hardcover and it's so gorgeous, so I can't wait to pick up this YA fantasy read. So the next package that I have right here is actually part of this like crazy haul I did on Amazon because I was just bored one day and I was just like flipping through things. It was during my 2-week break from work and I was feeling bored, so I just browsed on Amazon like normal people do, and I picked up 4 books for very cheap prices. So the first book that I really want to show you is actually this book. It's Tessa Bailey's Runaway Girl, and this is the second book in her series. Her first book is Getaway Girl, and I have to admit that when I saw and heard people talk about Getaway Girl and I read the synopsis of Getaway Girl, I was like, that book might not be for me. But this book might be for me because this one does follow like a normal plot line. Then I got Stripped by Zoe Castell, and actually I have books 1 and 3 in this series, and this is actually book 2 if I remember correctly, or it could be book 3, I don't know. But I never read the series, and I think this one's about male strippers, so it's kind of like Magic Mike situation going on here. So that's why I'm like highly intrigued by this and by the concept of the story. I know nothing about this, but I remember that Lacey actually read this novel and I think she enjoyed the series, so that's why I picked it up. And I think this one was only $7 as well, so I was like, what the heck, let's go for it. Retail price was $17.95, so I saved myself $10. The next book that I picked up is actually a historical romance called The Witch of Clan St. Clair by Karen Rainey. Now Karen Rainey is an author that I have a lot of books from, and I actually read maybe like 1 novel from her and I remember I liked it, so that's why I was intrigued by this novel. I think I picked this up for $6, which was pretty cheap. So this historical romance is like, I think, an opposites attract novel once again. So he's looking for a nice, sensible wife that's quiet and that will basically listen to his every word. So he's definitely not attracted to our main girl who is feisty, furious. I'm excited to read this. One of my 2020 resolutions was reading more historical romances, so I'm excited to pick up new ones. So the last novel that I picked up from this Amazon haul is Like No Other Lover by Julie Ann Long. And now Julie Ann Long has been a long time historical romance fiction writer, and she's also from Avon Books, like she wrote a ton. I haven't read one by her, but I do own like 5 of her novels. So when I saw this for like $4, I was like, heck, I'm going for it. So the next package that I have is actually from the Boxing Day Amazon sale thing that I did in my head. So basically Amazon had a Boxing Day sale as well, but none of the books really interested me, but it gave me a great excuse to pick up a lot of the romances that I wanted to pick up and read for the longest time. So I went ahead and I bought the whole entire A Brook and Beautiful novel series from Tessa Bailey. So there's 3 books. I don't know if there's more books in this series, but I bought 3 books out of the whole series. And now the first book that I bought is Need Me by Tessa Bailey. This one is about a girl who left the small town Kentucky so that she can go to an elite university and focus on becoming a doctor and getting her medical degree, and then she falls in love with her professor. And I think that this will be a very interesting romance to read. It's fairly short, and I'm a fan of Tessa Bailey and I want to read more of her older books, so let's go for it. The second book that I picked up was Chase Me by Tessa Bailey. This book is about a girl named Roxy, and Roxy dropped out of college because she wants to become an actress, but so far she's not really landing her gigs. So she goes ahead and gets a job as a singing telegram. So she basically sings to strangers, and one of the first appointments that she has is singing to a very handsome and hot lawyer, and then that's where they meet, and I guess that's where they fall in love, and I think that's a pretty cute setup, so I'm excited to pick up this one as well. So this book is about a girl who came from this really wealthy, elite, put together family. She hires a construction worker to help her renovate the house, and then the construction worker is our hero, and he is severely attracted to her, and then but he also knows that he has like no chance to be with her because she's totally out of his league because he's a blue collar like worker as compared to her old money. So I'm excited to see this like kind of like Pride and Prejudice romance. Then I also picked up a book from Amazon. The book that I picked up is It Had to Be You by Cara Sainton. And now this book is actually really thin. I didn't know that this book was going to be so thin. I thought this book was like one of those like UK like Avon books, but turns out I think this might be like kind of self-published but not really self-published, so I tricked myself there. But this book is about a girl named Bia. She is a hopeless romantic and she has been single for a long time since her ex broke her heart, and she meets Dan, which is basically the man of her dreams, and she knows that she can't let him get away, but then she also feels like something's not really right, and then she thinks that maybe Dan isn't the right man for her. So that it's kind of like that weird situation where somebody comes into your life that meets all your criteria, you know, checks all the boxes, but then there's like this deep underlying feeling within you that you know that maybe this person might not be the right one for you. So hopefully this will be a very cute novel and a very like thought-provoking novel. This is one of the packages that I got during or before Christmas, and I already know what it is and I already know who this is from, but this is actually from Jessica from Peace Love Books. Now me and Jessica, we started our friendship last year, or we got closer last year, but we were talking the year before, and then the years before that I was actually a viewer of her, and I still am. Like, I still watch her videos. Well, I watched a lot of her videos during university and I loved her as like a romance booktuber. She was like one of the original romance booktubers here, so like how could I not love her? And then we just got closer on Instagram and we became closer friends. So I'm very grateful and happy that I'm actually friends with Jessica because she's a great person, and she bought me a Christmas gift and I can't wait to open it in front of the camera. So we asked each other what books did we want for Christmas, and I was like The Toll by Neil Shusterman, and this is actually the last book in his series. But anyways, if you guys don't know, book is the last book in the series with Scythe and Thunderhead, and I never read Thunderhead yet, but I did read Scythe and I actually really enjoyed it, but I put off Thunderhead because I was like, I'm okay for now for like not reading this like 400 page book. Like I'll take a break. And then The Toll came out, and then after like I was like, okay, well I'm not gonna buy The Toll unless I finish Thunderhead, because I don't want to collect a whole series with no ambition to actually like read the whole series. So that's why I put it off buying The Toll. But then Jessica asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I was like, you know what, screw it, just get me The Toll. The last package that I received is actually from a publisher, and I actually already unboxed this on my Instagram because I was too excited. Like I really wanted to open it because I was like, Source Books gave me something must be really cute, because they do awesome PR packages where they give you like a lot of treats, and they also give you like a lot of cool books. So I took it out of the packaging, but basically this is what the book came in, and it's like, I bet you a kiss that you can't resist me, game on. And then it's like on the side it says The Kissing Game by Marie Hart. And then this book I've seen on catalogs, and I was like, oh my god, I want it because it's the cutest cover ever. So it's The Kissing Game by Marie Hart, and this book comes out in February 4th, 2020. And now I have a funny story to tell you after I tell you about this book. A girl named Renna Jackson, I think she's also a waitress, but she's working as a waitress to save money to open up her hair salon. She is like doing well for herself. She's just trying to be independent, and she's also a die-hard romantic. Sounds like someone like me, because I am a die-hard romantic. And then she meets this man called Axel Heller, and Axel Heller is like this tall, dark, and handsome man. Like he's very good looking, and he's also very gruff in nature. Like he's very cold, and then because he doesn't know how to express his emotions, he's very cold around Renna when he's in her diner, I guess, and he just doesn't know how to play the game at all, and he doesn't know how to flirt with her, and he basically doesn't know how to declare his love for her. Inside here, the box, like all this fun stuff. They also gave me this chocolate lip lollipop. I think it's chocolate. And then they also gave me a few pieces of chocolate as well, and they're all lip. And then there's like this cute little piece of paper that says, "Books are my Valentine. Happy Valentine's Day from your friends at Source Books." And I'm just so excited for Source Books. So I've been like looking at Source Books, and I've realized that I think Source Books is actually stepping up their game, and they're trying to be the publisher of the year in my heart, because so far they are winning, and I'm very impressed, and I can't wait to see this publisher grow in terms of like social media presence, and in terms of like their books actually being reached out to a lot more readers. Here's the funny story about this, is because I looked at The Kissing Game way before I received this package, and then Chapters Indigo had a sale for 30% off of like romance titles, and then I saw The Kissing Game online, and I thought it was going to be a pre-order because I saw that it was on sale on February 4th, but then Chapters Indigo says it's available now. They actually shipped me a copy, so now I actually have 2 copies, but this one's actually the finished copy. Finished copy doesn't have like the white background thing, and it has a picture of Marie Hart, and I'm just in love with this finished copy and the ARC copy. So now I just have 2 copies of this book that I never even read yet, but hopefully I'll really enjoy it. Now the last part of the haul is basically, today I went to Chapters Indigo again. I asked my sister to take me, and she was kind enough to take me there, but it was a mistake for all of us. I ended up purchasing 2 books. Now the first book that I bought was The Big Little Festival by Kelly Hales, and this book was $6. It was actually 3 for $10, but I couldn't find 2 others, and I was just like, I'm not gonna just hoard books because it's cheaper to hoard rather than just to buy one book that I actually want to read. So I paid $6 for it, and now this one is about Jody, and Jody's responsible for hosting the community fair. Now she has to plan for everything that she doesn't even know how to plan, so she invites a party planner to come into the city to help her plan it, but then she didn't expect that the party planner to be like really handsome and very cute. So now she's trying to avoid romance because she doesn't want her heart broken, but she's also trying to put this festival up and make it a success. So I think it's going to be a very cute novel, and I can't wait to read this one. The last book that I picked up was another historical romance, and it's The Danger in Tempting an Earl by Sophie Barnes. And now Sophie Barnes is also a very classic historical romance author. I've seen a lot of her books being published by Avon Books, and I'm excited to read about this one. I think this one is a second chance romance, which is kind of like pretty cute because I never really read a lot of second chance historical romances. This one's about a man who like basically thinks that she's way out of his league and she doesn't know how to approach her because he doesn't have a title or any money, and then she is like wildly attracted to him. So that is it for all the books that I purchased and also received from publishers and also bookstores. I hope you guys can find some books to add to your TBR carts, or if you read these books already, please let me know down below in the comments on your thoughts and your feelings about it, and tell me which ones I should read first. But until next time, I'll see you guys again later. Bye.